What if God asked you to marry someone who would break your heart? Not once. Not twice. But over and over again. And still love them. Would you obey? Take a moment and really think about that. Because it's easy to say yes until obedience becomes painful. Until love becomes sacrifice. Until God asks you to stay where everything in you wants to leave. This is not just a story. This is a real man, a real command, a real heartbreak. And his name was Hosea. My name is Hosea. I was a prophet of God. I heard his voice. I carried his message. I spoke to a nation that was slowly forgetting him. But I never imagined that one day I would become the message. Israel was supposed to be different. Chosen. Set apart. A people who knew God. We had seen his power. We had experienced his goodness. We had heard his voice. But something changed. Not suddenly. Not overnight. Little by little, hearts began to drift. People started chasing other things. Other gods. Other desires. Other distractions. They forgot the one who brought them out. And from the outside, everything still looked normal. Life continued. People worked. People laughed. People lived. But inside, they were far from God. And if you're honest, you might understand that. Because sometimes everything looks fine on the outside while inside you feel distant, disconnected, like your heart isn't where it used to be. Then one day God spoke to me. Not just with a message, but with an instruction. Something personal. Something that would change my life forever. He said, "Go and marry a woman who will be unfaithful." I remember the silence that followed. Because I knew what that meant. This wasn't just a marriage. This was a calling that would cost me something. And maybe you've been there. Where God asks you to do something that doesn't make sense. Something uncomfortable. Something that stretches you beyond what feels safe. But I obeyed. I found her. Her name was Gomer. When I looked at her, I didn't just see who she was. I saw what could be. I saw hope. I believed love could change everything. So I chose her. And I married her. And for a moment, it felt like everything might actually work. Like maybe this story would be different. But then it began. At first it was subtle. A shift. A distance. Something unspoken. And then it became clear. Her heart was no longer with me. She began to drift. She gave her heart to other things, to other people. And I watched it happen. The woman I loved walking away from me, choosing something else again and again. Tell me, what do you do when love is not returned? What do you do when your heart is given but not valued? Because I did everything right. I obeyed God. So why did obedience lead me into pain? And maybe that's where you are. You tried. You loved. You stayed. You gave your best. And still, it hurts. But listen carefully, because this is where the story begins to open up. This was never just about me. It was about Israel. Because just like Gomer, they had been unfaithful. Not always physically, but in their hearts. And this is where it becomes personal. Because unfaithfulness is not always about leaving completely. Sometimes it's about drifting. In marriages today, people don't always walk away, but their hearts do. Attention shifts. Communication fades. Effort reduces. Presence becomes routine instead of intentional. And slowly, love begins to feel distant. And in the same way, that's how many people relate to God. Not by completely leaving him, but by slowly giving their hearts to other things. Work. Distractions. Desires. Everything else takes priority. And God is left in the background. And through my life, God was saying something deeper. This is what it feels like. The pain of being rejected. The pain of loving and not being loved in return. But then everything changed. After all the betrayal, after all the pain, after everything she had done, God said something that didn't make sense. Go back. Love her again. Not punish her. Not leave her. Not give up. Love her. And I won't lie, that was the hardest thing I had ever heard. Because loving once is easy. But loving again after being broken is a different kind of love. And this is where we must understand something. This was my assignment. Not every situation is the same. But there is something here we can all learn. Love is not just a feeling. Love is a decision. In marriage, there will be moments when it's not easy. Moments when emotions fade. Moments when things don't feel the same. But real love is revealed in those moments. It chooses. It stays committed. It fights for what matters. That doesn't mean accepting harm or abuse. But it does mean understanding that love requires patience, forgiveness, and intentional effort. So I obeyed again. I went looking for her. But this time she wasn't the same. She was broken. Lost. Empty. She had given herself away so many times that she had nothing left. And when I found her, she wasn't in a place of strength. She was in a place of loss. And in that moment, I had a choice. I could walk away. I could protect myself. I could say I've done enough. Or I could love. So I chose love. I paid the price to bring her back. Not because she deserved it. Not because she earned it. But because I chose her again. And this is where everything comes together. Because this is not just my story. This is God's story. Because just like me, God is looking at you. And maybe your heart has drifted. Maybe you've given your attention to other things. Maybe your relationship with Him is not what it used to be. But He hasn't walked away. He is still calling you. Still reaching for you. Still choosing you. Even now. He didn't give up. He didn't leave. He came for you. He paid the price. He brought you back. That is the love of God. A love that doesn't quit. A love that doesn't give up. A love that keeps reaching even when you fall short. So now this is not just a story. It's a question. Where is your heart? In your marriage? In your relationships? In your walk with God? Where is your heart? What are you chasing? What has taken God's place? Because no matter how far you've gone, you are never too far to come back. God is still calling you. Still reaching for you. Still loving you. And as you think about this today, remember that God's love never gives up on you. So take a moment to like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this reminder. Comment, "My heart is yours," if you're choosing to return to God today, and stay connected for more truths that will build your faith and transform your life.